In your mind, so you're playing for the love of it. What was kind of the first big break?
Hmm. There's a famous venue in near where we grew up called Renfro Valley. Now, Renfro Valley back then, this is back in the 60s, they were a nationally known radio. It was a venue which had a nationally known radio show. It was kind of on the same level as the Grand Ole Opry and the Louisiana Hayride and all that sort of stuff. So I
Hmm.
remember after maybe kind of playing around in sock ops and stuff for a year or two, somehow the guy who quote managed us managed to get us on that show, which was odd because we were a rock and roll band, and that was strictly
Hmm.
country and bluegrass. And I remember going over and playing for a big crowd of people, and it being broadcast on the radio. And I'll remember we got paid $6 a piece, and which that was a start. I think that's the first time we ever got paid. And I remember our manager coming back to us after the show and said, "Well, boys, since you just got paid for your first gig, says so now you're technically professional musicians, and remember to always
Hmm.
act like professionals." And I always remembered that, you
Well,
know. So that was kind
that's
of I
good
don't know if you
advice.
call that a big I don't know if you call that a big break, but that was something I kind of at that point I kind of thought, this might be something I might want to do for a while, and maybe make a little money doing it. So
Hmm.
60 years later, here I am.
Yeah, it's worked out. It's
It
worked out,
did.
and that advice has held true. You guys, even though you were a rock band at the beginning, you were. I don't know that you were known for kind of the wild and crazy kind of stuff.
No, not really. I mean, just straight ahead rock and roll. I mean, we weren't like,
Hmm.
heavy metal or anything really, really
Right.
crazy. More, I would say rock pop oriented band,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
then so yeah, I wouldn't call us any extreme type of rock music. Just, and of course, initially we just started playing cover songs, whatever was on the radio, and then
Hmm.
later on, started writing our own material. And that's when things kind of started evolving into what led to our success. Was when we started doing our own material, in concerts.
Right. So this was 60, 63 when you guys got together. That makes it 60 years ago. Is that the right
Yes,
number? Am I counting right?
actually, you're right. Actually, 61. This is the 61st year.
You guys have been together at least. So I know there's probably been some different guys in and out, and over 60 years there has to be some small
Of
amount
course.
of turnover. Is that okay?
Yeah, there's a lot of turnover through the years. I mean, and some guys were maybe in the
Hmm.
band for a day or two and then got fired. But
Yeah.
basically, the five of us who are still touring, we all go back to the early '70s. So we are the five guys
Cool.
who played on all the records throughout the years. So we,
Hmm.
we're not a band where there's only one original member and everybody else is,
Right.
new or whatever. So uh, we call ourselves kind of the original core members. So we've all been together really since the early '70s. So ever many years that would be, 50 plus years. So
That's
uh,
cool. That's 50
it's kind
plus.
of it's
Well, my
kind of like a
notes, my notes tell me you're the second longest running American band after the Beach Boys. There's the Beach Boys, and then there's you guys.
I think so. The Beach Boys and of course actually the Rolling Stones. Of course, they're a British band. As
No,
far as we
right.
know,
They don't count.
those are the only two self-contained bands. In other words, not just a
Oh,
vocal group
self-contained. Right.
that
Right.
both play and sing. As far as we know, we're right up there with the two of them. Which is it's pretty good company to be in, basically.
That's pretty good company. Of
Yeah.
course, I mean it's pretty good company for them too. You guys are legends.
Well,
And
not like them. That's for damn sure.
Oh, there it was. The first bleep.
Yep.
We got the first bleep.
Uh,